Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Sustainability Summit 36, hosted by EduFarm Training Services, UAE, in proud association with the Eco-Visionaries Global Group. Tonight, we come together under the banner of UN Sustainable Development Goal 12, Responsible Consumption and Production, a reminder that how we live, consume, and act directly shapes the world we pass on to future generations. Let's open this meaningful event with our inaugural address. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Nara Subramaniam, a passionate advocate for the sustainability and systems thinking. He will be setting the tone for today's event with an inaugural speech inspiring us all to commit to a smarter, greener, and more responsible way forward. Welcome, Mr. Nara.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Nasha. Good afternoon, evening, and everybody. And I wanted to give you some thoughts before we start off. And, in the old days, we were told that we do not inherit the earth from our ancestors, but we borrow it from our children. So this sounded very passive, that, we are just inheriting it from the children. So it wasn't taking us anywhere. There was no responsibility statement. Today, we are told we are not merely stewards of the earth, we are architects of the future. So, what we do today will echo through the generations. This statement comes out with much more clarity, much more responsibility. We must do the right things and do the things right. So, warm welcome to everyone, whether from the UAE, the Maldives, India, Singapore, Malaysia, and anywhere around the world. I welcome you with deep appreciation to our 36th talk. And this is where we have been gathering our minds and dedicating our time to crafting a greener tomorrow. This year in 2025, the stakes are even higher. We are seeing a record-breaking heat waves, acceleration of climate-induced displacement, mounting freshwater stress, so many, much more, issues and impacts around the world. The planet is not just warming, it's actually giving us a warning. That is why this space on sustainability has become so much more important. Today, we are really looking forward to hear many thought leaders. In particular, we have our keynote speaker, Mr. Ibrahim Nizam from the Maldives. And even there, as sea levels are rising and island nations all around the world are feeling the effect of climate change, I'm sure Mr. Nizam is going to give us some very good thoughts. My thoughts are that sustainability is not a luxury. It's neither a burden for the developing nations, but it is for us, it's a shared path of all humanity. So today's exchange is not just for ideas, but policies. Call to action. And the UN Secretary General has already said the era of global boiling is taking place. So we cannot be silent anymore. So as we come today, let us also be grateful that diplomacy and reason has prevailed to avert last week what could have become a catastrophe. Peace is the bedrock of sustainability. So on behalf of EduFam International, we welcome each and every one of you to our 36 Sustainability Talks. Let today be a day of courage, clarity, and commitment. Thank you so much. Thank you. Back to you, Nasra.
Thank you so much, sir. Now let's hear from our brilliant lineup of sustainability speakers, each offering insight into the everyday actions that can create extraordinary impact. Let's welcome Mr. Ibrahim Nizam, who will be talking about sustainability in tourism. He'll share how we can travel consciously, supporting communities, preserving culture, and protecting the environment.
Thank you. Thank you, Nasha, Anwar, and thank you, Dr. Halima, for giving me the opportunity to speak here at your meeting today. It's an honor for me, and I'm very glad that you have considered inviting me to this platform today, because it's a very interesting topic for me to speak about sustainability and tourism, because I have been working in the tourism industry for over 35 years, and then I worked in the environment ministry for 5 years earlier as a deputy minister, and then this last 1 year I was the state minister. I was looking after the conservation and protection in protected areas in the ministry. So I have these two sectors. I'm one of the very few people who worked at both the sectors: environment, climate, and tourism. Uh, Environment and tourism. Yeah. Now then, the ministry here is Ministry of Tourism and Environment. Both the ministries are combined and joined. And embracing sustainability in tourism. That is the topic I'm going to talk about today. There's a safeguarding destinations for the future generations. Actually, so we talk a lot about sustainability. It's a very, very common word, among the sustainability. People say sustainability, sustainability. Everywhere we hear sustainability. And then how we define it and what is actually the meaning of sustainability, very few people consider it. Very people think about it. Actually, uh, the topic sustainability is a very vital topic, safeguarding destinations for generations to come. Because without sustainability, we cannot safeguard it. It's about safeguarding the environment we are living in, the water and sanitation, the wastage, and the whole island or the whole country, the whole destination that we safeguard it for people to come, for us to live in. That is what we call the sustainability. Sustainability, the environment, the climate, and the tourism, these are all interdependent. Because without environment, without clean environment, without clean climate, there will be no tourism. We need to sustain, we need to protect the places we are living in order for us to live with, cater to the tourism industry as well. So when we talk about sustainability, we are really focusing on how we can minimize our impact on the environment while maximizing the cultural economic benefits for the local communities. It doesn't end within us, It's the local community is surrounding the whole community, the whole people, everybody surrounding us. Tourism is one of the biggest polluters in the world. It pollutes the community, it pollutes the culture and traditions, it pollutes the environment as well. That is why we call sustainable tourism, because without sustainability, without having sustainability, without thinking of environment, without prioritizing the climate and environment, protection of environment, we cannot maintain clean tourism. And think about the legacy we want to leave. By adopting sustainable practices, we can preserve natural resources, protect wildlife, and support the local economy. Do you agree with me? Are you listening to me? Yeah?
Yes, definitely.
So, yeah. Let's keep these ideas then in mind and let's go ahead now. Now, what is sustainable tourism? I have just mentioned a little bit about it. It is about mitigating environmental and societal impacts. That is actually sustainable tourism. The minimizing negative effects on the environment and society, balancing the present tourism demands and future requirements, protecting and enhancing the natural, cultural, and economic resources. This is why we call it sustainable tourism. It's a package actually. So are we noting or are we is everybody listening? Say yes or something?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
certainly.
Yes, sir. That's
Certainly.
right.
Very
Yes,
true.
We are.
How do you find it? How do you find it? Is it interesting? Sustainable tourism?
It's certainly one of the very important aspects, especially when people are traveling cross-border from one place to another.
Yeah.
And in some countries, they've got too much of tourism. And as you said, that they import the negative aspects onto the culture as well as environment.
Yeah, exactly. And then actually let this be a interactive discussion, because you can talk also, you can speak in between, you can ask also questions or why after I speak as well, or maybe because rather than giving a lecture, we nowadays prefer interactive discussions. It is more effective that way. The importance of sustainability in tourism is, it is, I mean, is it very potential? It has potential to harm, unsustainable practices. With unsustainable practices, it harms the environment, climate, and everything. The importance of maintaining the health of tourism sports sustainability as a driver long-term success for destination is very important for everyone. So it's an everybody's responsibility. We cannot say it's the government's responsibility to protect our environment, or to keep the area clean. Everybody has to be responsible. It's individual responsibility actually to take care of the surroundings, the environment and climate, that we are living in. If you are talking about core principles of sustainable tourism, these are resources, cultural respect, economic empowerment, environmental preservation. Sustainable use of natural resources, engaging with and preserving local traditions, creating opportunities for local communities, creating opportunities for everyone. Local opportunities, when we are creating opportunities for local communities, we call it community-based tourism. In islands or in the villages or in most of the countries, now it's a growing trend, to engage the communities in tourism because everybody has to benefit it. So community-based tourism, where community-based tourism is concerned, we can engage them in many ways. For example, in small villages, we can engage them in gastronomy, food preparation for guests, or home gardening, or virtual gardening, or these kind of many things we can engage them with. So the responsible tourism or community-based tourism. And then we have aligning with global goals. When we go to sustainable tourism, we have to align with SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, especially United Nations SDG 12. These benefits include efficient resources, waste management, and local economy support. Waste management is one of the main important factor, because tourists, they leave lots of waste. The people create waste, right? So this is one area I think Hafsat is very much engaged in cleaning and waste management. She will be, she will talk on it. She will put lots of lights on it. So I don't want to go into that. I'm not a professional in that area as well, but I'm glad that she is here today because waste is one of the biggest polluters in tourism industry. In Maldives, there was a time in 1980s, early 80s, there was a time when we asked the European some airliners to carry their own waste back to home. They bring every airline provides them with a garbage bag, and then they take it to the resort where they live, the hotel, and they put all their garbage in the bag, the bag about 20 kgs or 10 kgs or each person, whatever. They have to carry it back as luggage to their home, to Europe. So that was a practice here we did some years ago. But now we have waste management. We started disposal and in an organized manner. Last 10, 15 years we have waste management corporation, and now it's a little bit organized, a little more organized, in fact. And then we are trying to minimize the waste, and we are trying to overcome the problem. It's still being small islands, we have lots of challenges here. And actually, we are also trying to, make energy from waste to energy, right? That is also one area we are concentrating on. A lot of work is going on. As small islands, we have lots of challenges. And then we have target areas for sustainable practices like optimize energy and water usage, waste management, community engagement, etc., etc. Energy, we in Maldives, we are trying to minimize the dependence on fossil fuel. I think soon we'll have, even now we have a lot on solar energy, and we are working on it. And then what we could encourage is for future sustainable policies for tourist behaviors, integrity, sustainability in tourism management strategies, etc. And then we will we have to call to action to participate in sustainable tourism. That is to prevent pollution in all the manner. That is cultural pollution, waste, and then polluting in everywhere, because tourism is the biggest polluter. So we have to maintain sustainable tourism to prevent pollution, to preserve the environment and climate for generations to come, for us to live in as well. And in Maldives, we are doing a lot of work, where environment is concerned. You may not be knowing, we have started the coral plantation as well. In the sea, in lagoons, we are planting corals and coral gardens to grow corals, in areas where we don't have. Sometimes we have El Ninos, So we started coral plantation as well. We have over 90 protected areas in the country. Over 90 protected areas. These include dive sites as well. These protected, and also we have 3 biosphere reserves. One is in the southernmost atoll Ardu, one is in Formula, one is Ba-Atoll. And these biosphere reserves are very strict, and we have strict regulations for biosphere reserves. And also we have one big area in Ari Atoll called Sampa region, South Ari Marine Protected Area. So in Maldives, we have lots of protected areas, to preserve for the tourism or for environment, and for climate. And the president has promised that we will have one nature park in each atoll within the next 5 years. One nature park. That means the importance that we are giving to the environment and climate. One nature park in each atoll of the country. So that is how it is working in the Maldives. And then I have one message today from Chief Seattle. He says, take only memories, leave only footprints. Let's go ahead with this slogan, with this proverb. He said, take only memories, leave only footprints. So we can visit many areas, we can travel around, we can be tourists, we can welcome tourists, and let everybody know, let us pass the message that take only memories, leave only footprints. Don't leave waste here, don't come and pollute here. Preserve here for you to come back again. That's the message for the tourists, and preserve our country for the people to live in, preserve the country for the generations to come, for our children and children's children. This is the message. So, Dr. Halima, do you want me still to talk, or do you have a question for me?
Yes, I think we can open for the questions if our friends have the questions.
Yes, I can give some feedback and comment. And thank you so much, Ms. Ibrahim. I think it was very, very relevant comments. And suddenly when you mention Adu Atoll, it strikes me our last discussion was regarding Adu Atoll. And I also believe that in a previous talk, we spoke about sustainability goes where money flows. So very often tourism is all about money. Countries are trying to earn money through tourism. And when in that excitement or intention to bring in foreign revenue, then a lot of people come, and that's also problems come with people. So I think Maldives has taken the right step to start planning and working towards minimizing the impact onto the environment, as well as all the beautiful natural areas that you actually have. So sometimes it's a balance of money as well as the cultural aspect. So we need to bring in that discipline. I think that's where you are doing now. So I think there are some countries which do this very well, even like Japan, and now Spain has started introducing a tourism tax. So this is the kind of issues are there. So I think definitely this is something which you are going in the right direction. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Ibrahim. It was really a great, insightful presentation. And yes, of course, it is very difficult for a person, individual, or a country to balance. And balance is the key. You know, sometimes when we depend, our economy depends on the on our tourism, then it's very difficult to balance between the ethics and the economy and other things for the country. So you have very clearly mentioned and that how we can sustain the tourism and how we can do the best for the nature, for the globe that is due on us. So thank you very much for sharing. And I think many more questions are going to come after the presentation of all the speakers. But I request each one of you to kindly give a big round of applause to our speaker, Ibrahim Nizam, who has spared his valuable time with us this evening from Maldives. And yes, thank you very much for being with us. Over to you, Nashra, please.
Thank you. It was a great pleasure being here. Thank you, Dr. Halima, and Dr. Nara, and everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim, for opening our eyes to the future of responsible and respectful travel. Now let's welcome Ms. Deepthi Shanmughan, who will discuss eco-friendly technology. She'll show us how innovation and sustainability can work hand in hand to transform our homes, cities, and workplaces.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much, Nafsha, for the warm welcome. I'm not sure if I pronounced your name right. So first of all, a brief introduction about me. So I practice as an HR professional, working with startups and scale-ups, and sustainability has been one of the core areas that the companies are getting into right now, in line with a lot of government initiatives. So when this came about as a topic, I was like, okay, let's go with this. So it's going to be more of a talk and an interactive one, because I would like to also understand what everyone has in their thoughts and minds, because we all carry our own expertise and experience. So when we look at eco-friendly technology, now that's a topic that I've been given, reducing the environmental impact of devices, right? Let's look at these. We all own devices, be it at our homes or in our companies or wherever we go. It can start from being phones. Now we have smartwatches, we have these Whoops, we have laptops, desktop chargers, and the list goes on, right? Earlier, when we were growing up, I'm sure all of us have seen this trend. Our parents would have started with one device. It could be a TV, those box TVs, or VCR, VCP, all of those. It went on for a really long time, and maybe for years together, right? So it was more about durability. But let's look at it now. Durability is not considered much because we have models coming in. We are more into a thing about innovation, right? And now that leads to a lot of other damages or other issues that our planet is tackling with. Now that's the topic that I'm going to cover today, right? Again, going back to my initial questions, let's just think how many devices we change in a year, right? We have the latest phones coming out, we have the latest laptops coming out. Now, when this topic came to me, when I was thinking, even for kids, when they come and tell me, Mom, our laptop is not working or our tabs are not working, the first thing is, okay, let me see if I can fix it. If not, let's buy another one. That has become that's come about on an autopilot without us consciously being aware. So this session is, this talk is more about setting the intention so that we go about, along with innovation, we consciously choose to reduce what we call as e-waste, right? Let's look at what is e-waste. E-waste is something where all these electronics that we use, once they're thrown out, they have to go through the recycling process. Now, what happens? not everywhere, like now what Nazim pointed out, not everywhere we have a sound practice of recycling. Right now, if we look at tourism, if we look at hospitality, even in UAE, I've seen all these washing machines or things that we have at the venues, they're disposed, right? Now we have practices in line with the agenda, in line with the green agenda, where we are looking at healthy ways of recycling the waste. But across the world, if we look at it, these wastes are being processed. Now, if they're not processed the right way, the e-waste releases up to 1,000 different chemical substances into the entire planet. What happens with that? The most vulnerable ones are our little ones, pregnant women, animals, of course, plants, and in turn, the oxygen around it. What we are looking at is that more than 74 trillion of wastage coming out in a span of 1 year, or that's the average that we're looking at. And that figure, I think it's quite baffling because it keeps on increasing with the population increasing, with the amount of innovation that's coming into picture. Right? So let's set this right now as all of us, we have, it's a simple conversation where all of us, we have our network, we have the people that we interact with. So where we consciously educate everyone, where we consciously educate maybe our clients or like, maybe our kids, our relatives at our homes, where we choose to use technology in a more sustainable and an eco-friendly manner, right? We are in a much more convenient environment right now. But what happens is if we look at businesses, we have a budget set about where we say, okay, X amount will go towards procuring new items every year. Now, what happens with the old ones? Are they being recycled? Are they being looked into if there is any damage that can be repaired, or are they being just disposed of? These are the costs that we pay, right? With technology coming into, or advanced technology coming into place, literally at the blink of the eye, we have more of earth mining that happens. What does this mean? Again, it goes to more of, it contributes to more of carbon footprint, contributes to more of damage towards Mother Earth, and obviously all of us who are the inhabitants. The first line which Nara mentioned, where he said, okay, we inherit Earth from our little ones or the next generation. But when we're giving it back to them, are we really giving it back to them in the right manner? We are technically, consciously or unconsciously contributing towards more of damage, right? At this stage, what we're also looking at is devices that can be quickly disposed, right? By 2030, what are we looking at? We're looking at more than 74 million metric tons of e-waste. Now, what happens by this is more of designs coming in, more of an issue in the entire bit of supply chain, and people really do not care. We need to set that practice. We've spoken about what this is all about in a nutshell. Now, let's look at what eco-friendly technology really looks like. We have corporates, we have a lot of government entities across the globe who are putting in a lot of time and effort, who are bringing in that frameworks to bring in eco-friendly technology into practice. Now, what that means is we bring in devices which are repairable, which are upgradable, and say, for example, if my laptop, it's got a cracked screen, I can repair it or I can do something about it and it carries on, right? We use sustainable materials. So instead of using plastic, which contributes towards, the environment's damage, we use recycled aluminum. We use packaging which can be more natural, mushroom based. There are also these strings, coconut strings, and all of that that's being kept into use. We use them, right? We use, in terms of manufacturing, we use more of renewables. Earlier in midterm, we were using coal. Now that practice is coming down, but we use consciously, we move towards that. And I think on a smaller to a larger scale and different variations, we also see it can come as part of offers and all of that, where retail stores also have this take back programs. So I personally have seen in a retail outlet here where they say, okay, whatever used, devices that you have, come hand it over to us, and then obviously the financials get adjusted, the correct money gets adjusted to your new device. So that's also a way in which we contribute towards lessening the entire waste. Now, how this matters. Now, for example, in the GCC, in GCC as a whole, they're heavily investing in green tech, right, and circular economies. They have an agenda by 2030 and by 2050, wherein they reduce the overall carbon footprint, where they contribute towards a better economy that's more for the people as well as for the planet. What we also have are, in terms of private companies or in terms of corporates, they're moving towards more of smart waste management, recycling facilities, and also AI powered sustainable headquarters, right? For example, we have a company here by the name BIA. They have an headquarters in Sharjah, which is powered by 100% renewable facilities. We have Masdar, again, they focus on clean energy developers. So as part of the overall clean energy projects they have, they're also investing in green tech. So that sets a tone. Now, how this can be incorporated at a micro level, starting from every individual, is that we train people. Now, in corporates, as all of you, I mean, all of you are leaders in some of the other capacity within your own framework. So we incorporate practices where we bring about company policies which are more on durability. We bring about more of procurement policies which are ESG compliant, rather than it just looking at the numbers. Okay, where can we save 100 pennies? Because when we save the $100, maybe we are contributing towards 10 times more of a loss. Let's also bring in, say, when we're looking at investors, when we're looking at practices like that, they're also moving towards a sustainability part. So let's educate our younger generation, let's educate ourselves, our co-workers, our business partners, people that we work with, to consciously, or maybe ourselves, so instead of throwing the mobile away when it's not working, how can I actually go towards it, right? So that's in a nutshell. So we have the tools, we have the practices, we have the entire, based on the SDG goals, we have the entire, the main governments, everyone coming together. Now it has to just go towards a microgranular activity. So that's in a nutshell from my end. Any questions?
Thank you very much. It was great, insightful into, especially when you have given the examples of UAE and Sharjah, Dubai examples. That was really a great presentation on your behalf. And I think we all must be thankful to Dipati, who has spared her valuable time. And yes, you are free to either share your points, or if you want to ask some questions, any queries, you all are most welcome.
Thank you. I think that was very, very good, good insights. And I think countries should also look at modular projects rather than trying to, eat a big chunk of whatever needs to be done. So when they do modular, they also spend lesser on the projects and get better benefit, faster benefits. So rather than trying to spend multi-millions and then it takes a long time to recoup the capital investment. So that may be something which for us all to think about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nara. Thank you, Doctor. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much. Now over to you, Nashra.
Thank you, Ms. Deepthi, for showing how technology can be a force in our sustainable journey. Now let's welcome Dr. Hina, who will speak on water conservation. She'll highlight how mindful usage and practical measures can safeguard one of Earth's most precious resources.
Yeah, I'll just take a second actually. Good evening, everybody. Assalamu alaikum. I'll just share my PPT. Yes. Yep. Is my screen visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, water conservation, I took up a topic, water. So, water is the most important constituent of a living system and even the biosphere. So, when we are talking about water conservation, I think it is the element which makes Earth a living world. We are all surviving here because of the presence of water. So water conservation is a topic which is very important for all kinds of commercial activities and all types of living forces which are existing. Like as we were listening to Mr. Ibrahim, and he was talking about the tourism and how sustainability and tourism have to be linked. So when we are talking of water conservation, I think where the countries where water is, the primer, and there is a lot of water which is available for the tourists to be attracted to, protecting that quality of water is also a very important thing. So when we are talking about water conservation, it includes all the policies, strategies, and activities to sustainably managing the natural resources. And this freshness of water is indeed needed to protect it. This is actually called the hydrosphere, and we need to meet the current and the future human demands. When we are talking, the next slide, please. When we are talking of the strategies, the key strategies to conserve water are basically when we are trying to protect the water loss, whether it is commercial, domestic, or it is in the agricultural purposes. So how do we avoid the damage to the water quality? Even if we are having guests, we are having tourists, if it is a tourism escalated country, we should ensure that the incumbents are not polluting the water. There is no damage happening to the water ecosystem. When I visited Maldives, I would like to share, like the first time when I stepped out of the airport, the most exciting thing was to see the blue water. So definitely it's a compliment to the entire community, which is very, very, they are very proactive and aware about protecting the environment. But when I'm talking about the global strategies, it's not that this implementation is on in all the countries. Even at the domestic level, if everybody is conscious of saving water, checking on the waste water management, and understanding how important it is to make everybody aware with each and every quality of water management helps to sustain water for the future generations. When we are improving water management practices, that reduces the use and enhances the beneficial use of water. Whenever sometimes people say that I don't believe in, I want to go dry when I do my cleanliness. So when they speak about dry cleaning, it's basically if they are talking of water conservation. But this implementation in the eastern countries is very, very difficult, where there is very little water and still they are having greenery. They are showing how to conserve water, how to use water the right way. So we have good illustrations and examples. If we are traveling, we see how nicely countries are coming up with water conservation and how the desalination is happening and the salt water is being converted to fresh water. So when I'm talking of the rainwater harvesting, that is a natural source of water recycling, which we need to be doing. So what is rainwater harvesting? This is my question, which is open to the audience which is listening to me. Whenever there is rain happening, it is the strategy of how we can save that rainwater. So in olden times, there used to be wells, deep dug wells. There used to be in India, there used to be these underground, they used to make an entire compartment of water. Still today in Rajasthan and in Maharashtra, we have these. So these were the strategies where the rainwater commercial systems were not there. They are all old, 1,000-year-old systems of conservation. So the strategies of conserving water are actually the key to the future of water. So digging ponds, lakes, canals, and expanding the water reservoir and instilling rainwater by catching ducts, filtration systems. Not only that, by saving the rainwater for the usage and reusage. So when a green ambassador is talking of recycle, reuse, refuse, we are talking about, first of all, when it's going to rain this time, we'll share the ways how we'll save water, how we'll harvest water. So instead of using new water, we should use the rainwater. My next slide will talk about the agricultural applications. Now, this agricultural applications is how we use irrigation, develop irrigation with very less amount of water being used. So here the water optimal efficiency has been used, so avoid runoffs, and the drainage has to be maximized, and deep water saving and drip irrigation is the best solution. So I was like, I can talk and talk, but my last slide talks about the water wastage. Now, wasting of water is also called water waste in the US. It is actually the water conservation resolution, which they always talk about, that in household applications, if we are causing and permitting, like when we are having bills of water wastage, when you are paying the water bill, you realize that you have to save water. So I think that is the discipline which is needed in all the countries, not only in US and Australia. We need to pay the bills, like we pay the electricity bills, we need to pay the water usage bill. So with this, I thank you all for being a very, very patient listener. So any questions? Thank you.
Hina, that has reminded me our UAE bills. In UAE, we all have to pay the bill for the water as well. This is one thing. And second thing, when my son was studying and he was doing his international MBA in finance, so he stayed in USA and New York and in Beijing, China, Peking University. So it was like combination of both the universities together. So he has done. So when he was in Peking University in China, and this is our habit, like my husband and myself, we both always think that wherever children are, we must go once and see that how they are living, how they're studying, and what all circumstances and situations are there. So we went to China as well. We went to Beijing in Peking, and he arranged a guest house for us, and we were staying there. My husband just entered into the hostel where he used to live, so that he can see that who is the room partner and how they are managing. So there he found that for the bathing purpose, when they go into the washroom, there is a coupon system, like there is a, as we punch the card. So likewise, they have to insert that thing, and then water will come only in the measured quantity. It is not that unlimited water is coming for you. And in this way, the China is controlling the water usage. And it was really that time very surprising for us that how they are controlling, and they are like making their people habitual of reducing the usage of water by controlling in this way. So I wanted to share here. Thank you very much, Hina. It was very insightful presentation.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Even in school, ma'am, with children go to drink water again and again, we have made these token bills. They are supposed to donate a pencil or a rubber if they go 3 times to drink water or waste water or refill their water bottles. They want to throw the old water. So all these disciplinary things to incorporate Save Water program is going on at the school level also. We're trying to ensure that water is not wasted. And we have a bin where we take they empty all the water of the bottle when they go back home, so that they don't waste that water, and we use it in plantation.
Very good. Thank you. Nashra, now over to you, since we have a couple of more speakers. So let's move ahead.
Thank you, Dr. Hina, for reminding us that water is life and how each of us can help protect it at all levels. Let's welcome Dr. Khushbu Sachdev, who will talk about sustainable transportation. She'll guide us through greener commuting and travel choices that reduce our carbon footprint and improve urban living.
Good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
You are audible, but you are with two devices. So one audio you
Yes,
have
I'm leaving. I'm leaving from the one.
Yeah.
I am sharing my screen. Good evening, everyone. As the it's for me today is green transportation, and when I talk about this, ma'am, am I audible properly?
Yes, you are audible.
When I talk about this, or when I think about this word transportation, I when someone is want to enter in the waiting room.
We will manage that, Khushbu. You
A
continue.
meme was there. Yes, a meme was there few days back during COVID, when people were sitting at home and started gaining the weight. Then the
I think there is some audio error. The voice is cracking, the audio is not
Yes,
properly got.
Nashra will move with the next presentation. Meanwhile, Khushbu is fixing her audio.
Hello.
Khushbu, your audio was not audible.
My audio is not audible.
There
Why?
is no clarity. There is no clarity. The voice is not going well.
Let me get in
There is some
from
error.
the another number.
Yeah, we'll invite the another speaker. Meanwhile, please fix your audio. Nashra, over to you.
Okay, so please welcome Ms. Hafsat Ali, who will be speaking about the circular economy. She'll explain how rethinking waste and embracing reuse can help us build a zero-waste future for all.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Good evening, everyone. It's so nice to meet all of you once again. Today, my topic is circular economy. And before I begin, thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Nizam, for giving an insight in sustainability and tourism. The Maldives is actively integrating sustainability into its tourism sector through various eco-friendly practices, initiatives, and policies aimed at minimizing environmental impact while preserving natural beauty for future generations. But my topic today is circular economy, and I'm very happy to present this topic because this month we are installing the very first plastic recycling facility in one of the newly established resort in Noon Atoll, which is Siam World, Maldives. And this will be our contribution to the circular economy. So given the short time frame, I have done just 2 slides. I hope I can finish it within 5 minutes. So I'll begin my presentation with the definition of what is circular economy. Ms. Dr. Halima, could you please share my presentation slide?
Yeah, give me a second.
Yeah, all right. I thought I couldn't see the presentation slide. Okay.
Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah, okay, I'll just move to the first slide.
First is on the screen.
Yeah, the next one. This is the introduction slide. So I'll just jump into what is the circular economy. In simple words, the circular economy is a model of production and consumption which involves sharing, leasing, reusing, repairing, refurbishing, and recycling existing materials and products as long as possible. In this way, the life cycle of product is extended. In practice, it implies reducing waste to a minimum. So, for example, the recycling facility that we are installing, it's going to recycle hard plastic into eco-friendly, durable furniture such as chairs, benches, and beach beds. So the key principles are the design out waste and pollution. The objective is to prevent waste generation at the design stage. The strategies are to use materials with low environmental impact, optimize production processes to reduce excess material usage, and design for durability and ease of repair, and also to incorporate modular components for easy upgrades and replacement. The impact of this is to reduce environmental damages and promote responsible resource use. And the other strategy is to keep products and materials in use. Now, the objective for this is to extend the lifespan of materials and products. The strategies is to promote circular economy principles such as reuse and refurbishment, develop products that can be easily repaired or repurposed, and design for recyclability, avoiding complex materials mixes, and encourage consumers to adopt sustainable usage habitats. The impact of this is to reduce demand for virgin resources and decrease waste accumulations. The third one is to generate natural systems. So the objective of this is to restore ecosystems and ensure sustainable productions. Strategies will be to use renewable materials that can replenish naturally. It supports support sustainable farming and responsible sourcing materials practices, invest in technologies that enhance biodiversity and soil health, and also to reduce carbon emission and environmental footprints. The impact of this is to strengthen ecosystems, enhances environmental sustainability, and benefits future generations. The next slides, please. Now I'll talk about the benefits of sustainability. It has several benefits, environmental benefits, economic benefits, and social benefits. The economic benefits is first is to reduce resource extract waste. Now, the economic benefits, the objective is to preserve natural resources and reduce environmental harm. By reducing resource extract and waste, sustainable practice limits the overuse of natural resources and minimize waste generation. The other one is to minimize pollution and greenhouse gas emission. The clean energy and sustainable manufacturing decreases air and water contamination. The third one would be to support biodiversity and ecosystem health. Encouraging responsible land use and conservation efforts help maintain balanced ecosystem. The impact of this is it leads to a healthier planet for future generations. When we talk about the economic benefits, the objective is to promote financial stability and growth through sustainability. Now, the key advantages would be to create new businesses, opportunities, and jobs. Green industries such as renewable energy and recycling generate employment. Now, the facility that I'm also talking about this month, the plastic recycling facility will also create 6 additional jobs. So this creates new job and opportunities for circular economy. The other one is to enhance resources efficiency and reduce cost. Sustainable production lowers operational cost by maximizing resource use. The third one will be to encourage innovations and sustainable growth. Now, businesses invest in eco-friendly solutions leading to long-term profitability. So the impact is to strengthen economies while promoting environmental responsibilities. Now, the social benefits would be the objective would be to improve human well-being through sustainable practices. Now, the key advantages would be to improve quality of life by reducing environmental hazards. Less pollution means healthier living conditions. And it also encourages sustainable consumption habits, educating communities, promote mindful consumer choices. And the third one would be to strengthen community encouragements in resource conservations. Local initiatives foster collective responsibility for sustainability. The impact of these things would be to create resilient societies that prioritize environmental, social well-being. My next slide, I will be talking about strategies for extending product life cycles. This would be my last slide. Strategies for extending production life cycles. The objective is to create long-lasting, sustainable products. Now, the first one is to produce design and innovations. The key strategies would be to use durable and repairable materials. Selecting high-quality materials, extend product lifestyle, and support easy maintenance. The other one would be to design for modularity to facilitate upgrades. Modular design allows to component replacements instead of full product disposal. And the third one would be to develop biodegradable or recyclable components. Environmentally friendly materials ensure minimal ecological impact. So the impact would is to reduce, it reduces waste and promotes sustainable consumption. The other strategy would be to go for circular business models. The objective is to shift towards sustainable product usage and ownership. Key strategies would be to encourage leasing rather than owning. Subscription-based models reduce product waste and extend utility. The other one would be to implement take-back programs for refurbishing. That is, brand reclaims used products, refurbish them, and reintroduce them into the market. The next one would be to promote sharing economies. Initiatives such as ride sharing and tool libraries, it maximize resource efficiency. The impact for this going for this would be to minimize waste, optimize resource use, and foster circularity. The third one would be to the consumer engagement and awareness. Now, the objective for this is to encourage responsible consumer behavior. Strategies would be educate consumers about sustainable product choices. That is, informing users, help them make conscious purchasing decisions. The next one would be to support responsible, disposable, and recycling programs. Easy access to recycling facilities ensure proper waste management. Then foster a culture of repair and reuse rather than replacement. Encouraging repairs over replacement reduces unnecessary consumption. So the impact of this is to empower individuals to contribute to a more sustainable future. So given the time frame, I hope I made the maximum of the 5 minutes. Thank you very much. And this would be the end of my presentation. Thank you, Dr. Halima.
Thank you very much for your beautiful presentation. And now I think circular economy is very clear to all of us. And not only the circular economy's definition, but also the benefits and also the strategies, how we can implement it. Thank you very much, Hafsat. And certainly we'll take up the questions, but after the final presentations. Over to you, Nashra, please.
Thank you, Ms. Hafsat, for helping us envision a system where nothing goes to waste and everything has purpose. Now, can we welcome Dr. Khushbu Sachdev? Is everything all right with the audio?
Yes, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, please.
Ma'am, since I have only 2% battery, and as I told, I am in the hilly area right now, so I'm trying to connect again. And the host, only host can share the slide. Give me the permission to share.
Now,
So I will not take much time because I am in the loss of the battery. And if we talk about transportation, the only thing that comes in my mind is that we have invented, early man has invented the vehicle, the wheel, and with the passage of time, that wheel is converted into bicycle, motorcycle, four-wheeler, and so on. And we have invented it for our convenience, but it has become a problem for us today because the thing is that the weight, the problems that we are facing today physically, mentally, and socially, environmentally, that is because not of our need, but because of our greed. So if I proceed further, transportation, greener transportation, the transportation has been invented to solve our problems, but it has become a problem these days. As we all know that change is the need of the hour. Change is the need of the hour, so we all are changing. But the thing is that we are not changing the pattern. Although the transport companies have earned a lot, they have become millionaires and billionaires, but the environment has been destroyed a lot. So what is the utmost need today for the greener transportation? The utmost need that is required today is electric engine that has been invented, the electrical vehicles जो अभी आज आ चुकी हैं, the electrical vehicles have been invented. After that electrical vehicles, if we come to the graph, because I'm unable to share the photographs properly, slide is not working. Conventional transportation problems that is running these days, that is the fossil fuels. As we all know that they are non-renewable resources of energy, and moreover coal, petroleum, they are creating a harm to the environment as well. And the exhaust gas emission that is declining the ozone layer day by day. So these are the problems of the transportation. How we can reduce it? We can reduce it with the uses of the electrical vehicles. But again, it is non-renewable resource because it takes the time and water is depleting, water level is depleting. The another source is hydrogen fuel, hydrogen vehicles, and the hybrid vehicles that nowadays the companies are trying to put in the market. But again, conventional source is quite feasible and it increases the cost. So the companies are working accordingly. But being a citizen of the country or any nation, at our level, what we can do is that the suggestion that I want to put forward, the country or the government should take a strict actions regarding the usage of the private vehicles at home. Likewise, if 6 members are there, we can see that 6 to 7 transportation vehicles are there at home, scooty, bike, car, and many of for the pump and show also. So there should be the strict rules for the purchase of the number of the private transport per family. In schools, there should be restriction for the private transportation, especially in schools and colleges, because bus facility is almost there in every school. Public awareness is the need of the hour, and there should be easy access to the e-bicycles. Nowadays, although in many countries it is easily available at every square of the locality, so that we can make the use of the public transport. And if we go for the safety issues for the public transport, we can reduce the footprints, because in case of public transport, people usually have a fear that whether it is whether it is safe or not. So if government take a strict action again regarding that, so maximum people will encourage to make the use of the public transport. Make the use of the public transport. So these are the points that I want to put forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Khushbu. We can understand that in spite of the limitations of the connectivity and your area, you have tried your level best and you have presented very nicely. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause to Ms. Khushbu. And may I
Thank
request
you.
Khushbu to kindly stop sharing your screen? Yes, Ms. Nashra, over to you, please.
Thank you, Dr. Khushbu, for highlighting the powerful connection between transportation and our planet's health. Now let's welcome Ms. Masouda Hasib as she introduces us to the world of sustainable fashion, inspiring us to embrace style with purpose and environmental responsibility.
Thank you, Ms. Nashra. Good evening, everybody. A very interesting topic over sustainable fashion. And I'd like to share that this year UN observed the third International Day of Zero Waste, where the main topic discussed was about sustainable fashion. And UN Habitat also calls for submission of zero waste practices in fashion and textile. And after reviewing those practices, it will be recognized by the UN Secretary General's Advisory Board on Zero Waste. So 30th March is celebrated as the International Day of Zero Waste. And ahead of this, 27th March, this was discussed at Nairobi, where the spotlight was on fashion and textile industry, highlighting the environmental and social challenges of overproduction and overconsumption caused by the sector's linear business model. I would also like to share that from this industry alone, 92 million tons. Can you imagine? 92 million tons of textile waste alone is produced globally. And the production has doubled from 2000 to 2005. And the duration garment has also decreased by 36%. That's how we have become consumers, and how much of garments buying has increased. And the 11% of plastic waste comes from the clothing and textile industry. Well, with this, I'd like to share my PPT and going on. You must be wondering that why are we discussing the fashion industry today? And where do you think does this fashion industry is limited to? Is it limited to the ramps, to the markets, exhibition, festivities, red carpets, and for a few other areas where it is visible? But actually, this industry is so vast. It's from the fiber to fabric. And it doesn't just stay there, it goes on and on, even for how it is marketed. So a lot goes on. How it is the agriculture part, and of course, the vast processes that are involved into this, from the fiber to fabric, and then again to all its dyeing and finishing, and so many processes that come in between. So fabrics to various construction as per, and the construction and the variety again is huge. How it's dyed, how the finishing is done, how the construction of the fabric is done, that varies as per culture, as per race, gender, faith, and so much more. So we see that fashion is a melting point for sustainable practices. Because you have the environment involved, you have your culture involved, you have a mindset involved, and so many more things. And we see how the unused fabric is landing up
into all the landfills, and this is spoiling and contributing to the soil chemistry, how it has been changed, and how it is affecting other various things. So our fashion industry, again, is not just limited to clothing, but it goes on to furnishing, like your home decor, your linens, your upholstery, furniture, our decor, wall hangings, rugs, carpets, bedding, luggage, bags, quilts, curtains, headgears, your helmets, your garments that are specific to your profession, like your astronaut, the space suit, the diving suit. So the firefighters' dresses, and then you have your medical usage, the gauze, the bandages, braces for joint slings, your exercising equipments, and so on and so forth. So it's just not limited to what we see here that's ending up in the landfills with clothes. Is so much more, and it's alarming. So what is demanded here is use of materials that's eco-friendly, the production is ethical, and the environment footprint that comes about with at every step, be it the production, be it the usage, be it the transportation, how it is marketed, and so much more. And as pointed out earlier, our mindful consumption and the need of going in for quality over quantity would help us in reducing the waste. And instead of the linear, the linear model of just going on from production to usage and then disposal, we can see how we can reuse things and not go in for buying new things and just putting them to waste. So we need to have a circular kind of practice where we can reuse, and before just simply disposing of, we could see at how things can be recycled, upcycled, and put to use in various ways, and things that are of quality and eco-friendly, which can be consumed. So all these practices as consumers, we can bring about a big change and transformation in the industry, even as consumers and even people within the fashion industry, which are bringing about a lot of changes by introducing sustainable fashion. And here I have this picture of one of the brands, which is by the name Ziddi. And you can see how interesting content products they have. It's all upcycled and recycled. And one more thing is the kind of people who are being engaged in this industry. So they are from all walks of life. It's also giving them a lot of opportunity in how to involve everybody, especially the vulnerable groups. So there's even opportunity equality through this industry that we can see. And there are various other brands who are very conscious of how they are producing and using man-made labor instead of industrializing, using mass production. So there you have unique products that are produced on a small scale and which also lead to less wastage that comes about with large scales. So here we can see that through this industry, there are a lot of things that have been covered. There's the SDG 12, which is about responsible consumption and production. There's SDG 11, which is about sustainable communities. So within the fashion industry, we have communities coming up with new ideas, with innovations in a way where vulnerable groups, ladies, and so many other socially, economically weaker sections are given opportunities to become self-sufficient or economically stronger, have opportunities to earn through their talents, the artisans, and a few, sorry, we have these artisans, especially our indigenous practices from various countries. Especially India has a very rich textile heritage, and you would even find that most of the dyeing and printing process, for example, are very famous block printing, which is very much depending upon the season. So it's before monsoons, and it's in one of the areas like Rajasthan, which has a
Thank you very much,
which is really
Masuda.
sunny.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Thank
thank
you
you
very
very much,
much.
and that's how all the SDGs get covered with decent work opportunities and economic growth. Thank you so very much.
Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing. And it is very useful for all of us, especially my friends, my female friends. And it is really something that we have to ponder upon and think about. So we come to the end of today's presentation. Now, the last presentation was supposed to be mine, but we have already crossed our time. And I always believe that time should be adhered. So I'm just going to launch one small poll on the energy, and you answer the questions. These are very, very simple questions. It will take just 30 seconds to answer these questions. Then after that, I'm going to make a few announcements, and then we'll wind up this whole session. Yeah, I have already launched the poll. Please participate in this. Are you able to see?
It's visible, but not able to click it.
Yeah, we cannot click.
Okay, now we can.
But I can see some of you have already clicked. And
now, yes, I can.
I still can't.
It's just a reminder, the points that I was supposed to speak, I have given you people to read and do it. That's all.
I'm unable to click. I can just see the others' responses.
Dr. Even I'm unable to click.
Okay.
Yeah, me too. I can't click. But I can see others responding.
QR code or something?
Do you want QR code?
It shows the get QR code.
No, it is like if I'm not playing in this and I'm sending through the WhatsApp and all, so I can send QR code. So if you want to scan the QR code, I can show you the screen. I got the QR code here. You can scan it. Oh, where is that? Yeah, it is here on the screen.
Yeah.
Where it has gone?
It's at the bottom, I think.
It's at the bottom? Where?
Yeah. Just near the end poll and get QR code.
No, I already got it. But where that has gone? Are you able to see the QR?
Only if you click the QR,
Yes,
get QR code.
Is there? Is there on the screen? Please scan.
Yes, yes.
Those who are not doing directly, then you can do it here. Okay, so I can see how many people have replied. Six people have already responded. Yes, please.
Yeah, I could do it through the QR code.
Even if they are doing through QR code, the response will come here.
Yeah, okay.
So next week we have another two speakers. We have Mr. Abid, we have Dr. Aziza. And both are really great speakers. What happened? Who is speaking?
Yeah, I was able to mute.
Okay. I think now I can share the results. So here we go with the result. Are you able to see the result?
Yes.
So in the first question, which of the following is an example of conserving energy at home? The second option, switching off appliances when not in use 100%. Congratulations, you all have given the correct answer. In the second, what is the benefit of using LED bulbs instead of incandescent bulbs? So you have said 100% correct, LED bulbs consume less energy. Now in the third, what is the importance to use public transportation when possible? It increases air pollution, it reduces fuel consumption and pollution, 100%. Congratulations. Now what happened in this question? What does energy conservation help reduce? So some of you have said 13% has said plant growth, while 88% has said environmental pollution. Congratulations to 88% because energy conservation helps reduce environmental pollution. Now, which of the following is renewable energy source that supports conservation? So 100% said solar power. Thank you very much. You all are wonderful people who understand the energy conservation very nicely. Now the question is that how do we practice it in our day-to-day life? As far as knowledge is concerned, as far as understanding is concerned, there is no dearth of knowledge. Even the children at the school at pre-primary level, primary level, they are being taught about this. We are every time when we switch on the televisions, when we switch on our YouTube videos, we always find such videos that speaks about conservation of energy. But here the question is, how do we practice it at home? I request you all to kindly tell me only one thing that you do for energy conservation at home. Only one thing, write in the chat box and let me see that how many wonderful ideas we are going to get with each other. What exactly do you do for the energy conservation? Yes, come on. Okay, so I have written mine, what I do purposely. Okay, Dr. Rana is the same. Use AC as less as possible. Wonderful, Dr. Rana.
I'm trying, ma'am.
What about others? What about others? Yes, come on, come on. If you are doing something, it will be in your mind. Switch off the electric appliances and unplug. Wonderful, Premaji. Unplugging is very, very important. And then switch to LED bulbs and regular checking of lights on, off, use times of for lights. Very good. You have smart appliances at home, Mr. Nara? Smart
Yes.
app because use a timer. Yeah, that's really great.
Yeah.
Then Dipti, switch off lights, AC when not in use, reduce disposal of appliances by incorporating repairs. Beautiful, Dipti. Okay, upcycle and reuse items. Ibrahim sir, switch off, switching off. Yes, first thing is switching off. Yeah, that's really lovely. So my dear friends, those who are in this forum, you all are well aware, you all are the practitioners, you all are doing the best. But the question is, the world will not be cured or the earth will not be healed with 20 people's precautions. We need 20 million people at least to do these things. How it is possible? It's only possible when we are multiplying ourselves. Some of our friends are very regular in this forum, but they are not regular in bringing the people into this forum. Please be a trainer and try to get more people to be trained, so that, very frankly, I am telling you, when I started this in 2019, I was also, before that, I was also a very careless person. Never bothered about switching off, never bothered about buying the clothes, like as much clothes as possible. Every time school function, this function, that function, every time new clothes buying madly, not even thinking, because my intention was, I have money, what others have to do with this? I have money, I have hard earned money, I have earned it, so I can spend it. That was my thought process. But since 2019 till now, I have become so conscious about everything. And we have to spread this awareness. Like I have brought all of you in this forum. So today we are 20, but we have to try to multiply it into 20 million. That is our target, and inshallah, we all are going to achieve it. Thank you, everyone. It was really lovely interacting with you. And our two announcements are, one is that tomorrow is the last day for the poster submission. And by the grace of Almighty, we have received many posters. It was unexpected, but thanks to all of you that you have tried your level best and shared in your groups. So we have received many, and Mr. Ibrahim Nizam has given me the help, and that they are going to help me in the poster judgment, because I need juries to judge the poster so that best can be awarded. Second announcement is that 17 hours, 17 goals, 17 thought leaders. We are going to do it in person in Delhi NCR, but we are open to do it even online as well. So the volunteers for this program, and this program is going to be in the month of June and July. We are open. We have not decided the date, but it will be within these 2 months. So the volunteers are invited. The thought leaders are invited. 17 hours, 17 thought leaders, 17 SDGs means 1 hour will be given to one person for one SDG. It will be a sort of workshop where 45 minutes the resource person will take, and 15 minutes will be for the video showing, for the activities to be done, for the assignment to be given, or for the doubt clearance from the audience. So 15 minutes will be for that. So please keep in mind, if you are finding yourself suitable for this, then you are most welcome. You can join us. Once again, it is my responsibility to thank each one of you. First of all, Mr. Nara Subramaniam from Malaysia, then Mr. Ibrahim Nizam from Maldives, then Deepthi from UAE, then Hina Mudgal from Kanpur, Khushbu from Indore, Hafsat from Maldives, Masuda from Greater Noida, and all of you, all the audience, those who are here, all the thought leaders, like Manzoor Sahab has joined us, Abid Ghazi has joined us, and Ruqayya has joined us from Kashmir. Dr. Prema has joined us from Singapore. Mahathi Saiji has joined us. Rana has joined from New Delhi. All of you, thank you very much, and God bless you. That's all from me. Nashra, now please say the concluding words.
As we conclude this summit, let us remember sustainability is not a buzzword, it is a responsibility. Each speaker today has offered us a unique way to make a difference, starting from where we are with what we have, whether it's fashion, energy, water, travel, or technology. Every small conscious choice we make can collectively shape a better tomorrow. So a heartfelt thank you to all our inspiring speakers and engaged attendees. Let's continue this journey with a purpose, commitment, and courage. Together, let's build a future that thrives in harmony with the earth. Thank you, and have a sustainable evening ahead.
Thank you. Let's have a group photograph, and a special thanks to Nashra Anwar, who has first time hosted this event and done very beautifully. So thank you very much. Can we have our celebrations hearts for the group photograph, please? Yes, thank you very much, everyone. Oh, I think that time it was very less hearts. Can I have more so that it can cover in the picture? 1, 2, 3, send. Okay, God bless you. Thank you very much and see you next Saturday. 2 keynote speakers, and along with that, we will be having all the green ambassadors, those who are on the journey of doing green lifestyles trainers course, and they're going to complete in 15 days. Take care and have a great day. Allah Hafiz Ruqayya. Thank you very much for joining.
Thank you.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.
Good night. Good night.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
See you.